I'm Olivia Sayas. We are at the stove. We're going to do one of the classic French dishes, chicken basque, from the Basque region of France. It's a really simple one-pot dish. We'll just use one frying pan just to get our chicken going and put everything else in a pot on the stove. So it'll be really easy to do once we assemble all our ingredients. So we'll get started. I already have in my pot a little bit of tomato sauce and some fresh tomatoes. I've already stewed them down a little bit so we have a nice base broth. But first what I'm going to do in my frying pan, get this warmed up. I'm actually going to sear off my chicken, get a nice crispy layer on the outside, and then get that chicken in my stew once it's almost finished. So we'll get this warmed up. I have about a tablespoon of olive oil in my pan, get it nice and hot, and I actually have some chicken legs. You can use any cut of chicken that you'd like, but chicken legs are the best for this dish. They really fall apart. They're really such a nice addition to the stew. So I'll get these in my pan and we'll just let them sit for a few minutes as we get the heat going and our layer to crisp up. Okay, so we've been cooking for just a couple minutes here and we're just gonna go ahead and flip them. Let them sear on the other side as well. You can let them brown for as long as you like, but this is really just to get a head start on the cooking for the chicken. Now this is going to go back in our stew once everything is put together, so the chicken will continue to cook through. So you really want to make sure that you don't cook it completely in the saute pan. You really will cook it too much if you do it overly in the frying pan. So we'll let these cook. So in our stew, we do have our tomatoes and our peppers already. And to this, I'm going to add about a half a teaspoon of fresh garlic that I've already chopped, some onions diced. So let's turn our stove on. We'll do a medium-high heat. We don't want this too hot. We just want it to start to simmer and break down. Okay, so we're gonna let this simmer in our pot very lightly, and I'm just gonna give it a good stir just so it's evenly distributed. And we'll get our juices to start warming up and the onion to start cooking down. To this, I'm going to take an orange, and we're actually going to zest the orange directly in the stew. To this, we'll probably add maybe a quarter of a teaspoon. You don't want it to be too orangey. If you do that, it's just going to overpower the entire dish. You don't want to put too much. And I'm also going to add 2 bay leaves, and we'll just put that right into our stew. And lastly, I have 2 cups of water mixed with a half cup of white wine and a chicken bouillon cube. You can use 2 cups of chicken stock too. I do like to use bouillon cubes, but it's your call, whatever you prefer to use. Definitely 2 cups of chicken stock, since this is a chicken dish. It's going to be your best bet. So we'll let this start to simmer down. And that chicken's going to go back in here once my liquid has burned off a little bit. You really want the alcohol to burn out and the flavors to start to mold together. So to this dish too, you could always add a sprig of thyme. Some recipes call for that, or a different kind of herb that would lend well to this dish. But I like to keep it simple, especially with the orange flavor in there. It's more than enough. So once this starts to boil a little bit, we're going to add olives. Many dishes have different kinds of olives. I just use a black olive. You can use any kind of Mediterranean style olives that you like. Green olives, kalamatas, really any olives really lend well to this dish. Traditionally, you'll find green olives, but the best ones that I can find were just the classic black olives, which are okay too, but they'll really lend their saltiness and flavor to the dish as well. So it's really going to be a really nice flavored dish. So we're going to let this sit for a little while. Once we let that sit, we're going to put our chicken back in, and then we're going to go ahead and plate it. So our alcohol has really cooked down, our liquid has really cooked down quite a lot. We're going to add the chicken that we have pre-cooked already into our stew. And really just let it sit in there, and we'll go ahead and we'll cook this for about 10 extra minutes. If you have big pieces where there's a lot of meat on the bone, then you might want to do it a little bit longer. You can definitely cut into the chicken and see if it's cooked through, but 10 minutes really ought to do it. And it'll be nice and boiling all around it, and then we'll be ready to go ahead and eat this. This smells so good. I'm gonna go ahead and scoop all the delicious flavors of this dish, including our chicken. These guys really cook down quite a bit, so they are perfectly done. It's gonna be a really great dish. Look at this awesome soup. It's gonna be perfect for you for dinner tonight. À votre santé.